find that gold. Tonight I'm kicking the door in.
I'm Eddie Guerrero, and this is my lowrider lot.
Look out! Let me through the...
I ain't got no dreams no more. I am the dream.
So, Sora 2. This is a much bigger deal than maybe we even realize. I think that we have officially entered just the spam and slop era of the internet. Now, this video, I want to talk about Sora 2 and wrestling, WWE specifically. It is a much larger conversation topic that spreads across the globe, across politics, environment, issues, just everything, and the impact this can have on society, economically, across the world. There's so many factors that go into what has just been released with Sora 2's AI. So this is now allowing anybody to create AI content, generated video content within seconds or minutes, depending on the length of it. You got short form videos that are going everywhere. You've probably seen them all over X. I've seen them on Instagram like crazy, my YouTube Shorts feed, because I've been researching for this. Now my Shorts feed is just flooded with Michael Jackson and SpongeBob AI. And I giggle because there is merit, I guess, to having the entertainment value of AI generated content. You have a funny, silly cat that is so cute doing funny things. You got Mario Kart racing around traffic. Those are forms of entertainment that we can just bite on, eat, throw away. But there is such a larger concern I have with all of this. So I want to talk specifically about wrestling and Sora 2 and the impact, because what we've already seen, and I turned on Instagram just as I normally would, and I started just getting AI content. And same on YouTube. It was just AI Sora 2 generated content, and then the wrestling stuff started popping up for me. And you've probably already seen this, videos of Tupac and the NWO. You've got Chris Benoit making a comeback. He's in AEW. Eddie Guerrero. There's Stephen Hawking. I saw Kane chokeslam Stephen Hawking. There is endless stuff. The presidents are on Raw. The level of realism already is very, very scary with this. This has only been out publicly for what, a week maybe? And you're seeing what the average person is able to create, what they are able to generate by putting in specific prompts. This is the absolute beginning. To me, this is the equivalent of when like the internet started, not that long ago, by the way, and it was silly cat videos you would find on the internet. And that's what would go viral. Or you'd have somebody lip syncing something for the first time on video. Or you had the kid with the lightsaber. Remember that in the garage? Those moments, those what we would call now, like those are historical viral moments. It was the beginning of people doing things with the internet. This has now opened up a whole new era and a whole new pathway when it comes to video content on the internet. For wrestling, I have a lot of concerns of where this will take content, what impact it will have on just people in general, and like where things will be. I was gonna say in 5 years, but 2 years, 12 months. Where will the content be? So I wanna preface again and say, there is value for entertainment on the internet like this, of generating AI funny moments, a gorilla and a badger fighting it out and running down the street. Stuff like that is silly entertainment that you can swipe, that you can engage with, you can have a laugh, and you can move on with your day. But when you start seeing, in the context of what we cover here, you see like, okay, Eddie Guerrero is walking out the ramp. It's kind of uncomfortable because it's so early on in terms of this AI's development. We're days into this being released. It's gonna move at a alarming pace for people, and the average person is probably just gonna sit there and go, "Cool, I put in some prompts and I made a funny little video and I posted it online. Check it out, it's funny." Yeah, it's got that novelty, but what happens when we are 6 months from now and those same clips that are 20 seconds, 30 seconds of Tupac going in the ring talking about he's part of the NWO now. What happens when it's full-fledged matches, which I've already done, like just over the past 24 hours. I started deep diving a little bit. You could already find people that put like match compilations together of certain things, of like a president fighting another president. That's now already there. What's wild too with a lot of these clips for like wrestling stuff is how they've already incorporated commentary. I can hear Corey Graves or Michael Cole or JR, and their commentary is overlapping with this. What's going to happen when it's 6 months to a year from now, and you do have, for example, Stone Cold Steve Austin, and you do a full entrance of him on Raw, like for like shot? Not something that you can say very definitively, oh, that's AI. I'll swipe away. I don't want to watch that. Or I am going to watch that, and it's just a form of entertainment, knowing that it's AI generated, it's not real, and I'm watching Austin in 1998, but it's an alternate universe thing. It's like create a story in 2K. But if you have an example of Austin, and in 6 months from now to a year, someone's able to generate him, which they could do today, the full Monday Night Raw sequence, the intros, the arena, everything, commentary, all for it, but you're doing like Goldberg versus Austin 1998, and someone generates the entire match beginning to end. That's not that far away. And you might be saying, that sounds awesome. Like, who cares? What's the problem there? I think it has a huge impact on everyone's usage and consumption of content. Having like the wrestling matches or people from the past, like give it a minute and you'll probably find a video of Hulk Hogan coming out. There's so much of this now. Within a week, your timelines are full, and it's what everyone is kind of calling the AI slop. It's spam. It's just junk food. And the algorithms and everything that we have on our phones are already tailor-made more and more to what we want and what we seek out, and what we want to engage with. This is taking it to a whole new level where people are bombarded with this, and it's gonna be like not even able to get out of the entire AI loop of it. And it sounds dramatic, but the other issue is right now you have it with a little watermark that says Sora 2, right? You have Sora, just little watermark, but the watermark is like either at the top, it's like right in the corners. You can crop it out. You could just fix it up in post if you really wanted to. You could remove the whole watermark. And so having that content, and I'm going to say like a year from now, where it's already, in a lot of cases, indistinguishable of reality. And I'm just talking in the fantasy world of wrestling here. Like, again, there's implications when you have things like presidents or your leaders or whatever, or celebrities, and they're saying things and it's not them. And it's the deep fakes and all this stuff. And then the controversies of that was never really said, that's AI, and people going back and forth of arguing or even defending themselves that something was AI generated or stated and it was AI and it's not actually reality. And then you split people and countries and leaders and worlds and so on. But anyways, to boil it and focus it in on what we talk about here and the thing that we enjoy for entertainment, in a year from now, what's going to happen when you can put together a full-fledged wrestling show online? Like, give it time and you will find people that will just be like, I've created my own federation. It's an E-Fed, but it's an AI one. People are going to like create that, sell that. You'll find people with Patreons that are just going to be, here's my AI wrestling federation. And it's going to be, people will be able to say, I want to see this person versus this person. And they'll create it and they'll create an entire match and it'll be like for like. It's fascinating to watch, to see it all come out, but it's coming out so rapidly and so quickly. The other thing is, because it's a dumping ground right now, like of Michael Jackson walking through and stealing a pizza, it's just anyone's thoughts of anything. It's a bear fighting something. It's anything that people can just conceive, they're putting out there. People, I think, are gonna really start pulling away from social media. I believe there's already stats out there saying that, like, social media consumption is going down. People are getting tired of the majority or 30% of the feeds being just bots. You're not interacting with real people, or you're not seeing real images. you're seeing everything is just AI produced. In a year from now, 2 years from now, when the AI is so smart and tuned in and has endless footage across the internet, across every platform, to be able to grab the likeness, the voices, the aesthetics, everything, it's going to make it completely different, I think, for people and how they consume the product overall. From indie wrestling to WWE, AEW, TNA, doesn't matter what it is. It's gonna change so much. Sure, we're gonna just still turn on Monday Night Raw on Netflix and because we're gonna go, well, that's the real thing. But your social media feeds that presumably the majority of you are on, the only thing I'm on is Instagram, and I hate it like a lot because it's useless for me. So many people are just on social media. What happens right now when your feed is just bombarded with AI? What happens when it's a year to two from now and people are recreating shot for shot what happens on Raw and they're changing moments or something like that? Or your feed is just completely AI driven and nothing is real, or people are just more entertained by AI generated content than they are of the real thing. And this is not just to say, like, to just pigeonhole with wrestling, because it's just such a niche thing in the grand scheme of the world. If you take any form of entertainment, if you take movies, video games, or anything, TV shows, people are going to be able to recreate full-fledged movies before we know it. And that's why you see so much pushback from Hollywood of not allowing AI. And as of like this week, I can see why, because it gets very scary that everything can just be altered and regenerated into something else with little tweaks. But the other piece that came to mind too was how it impacts like reporting and the news, real news, like, from the world. But if we want to talk about wrestling and the things we follow, how long until the fake news and reports are just inundating people every minute of the day, and particularly on social media? Now, YouTube is in that, but you're going to need to find, I think, real people, creators that are going to report on certain things. Someone is injured. This event is happening. There's always rumors and all this speculation stuff that's on the internet when it comes to WWE specifically. But what happens when I'm watching a press conference of Triple H in a year and he's going through the show, WrestleMania, and someone hits him with the steel chair in the back of the head? But if you did that today, you would be like, oh, it's fake, it's AI, like, it's just nothing, like, who cares, it's stupid, it's silly. I'm talking about when we are 2 years down the road and you can't tell the difference, and there's no watermark and there's no nothing, and it's just out there, and you can't distinguish what's going to be real and what is not. And then things you would follow, like maybe creators, because right now I could already go in and I could recreate myself as an AI. You lose connections in the reality with people, with, in the context here of creators that like you engage with, that you like to, hey, maybe you sit down and like you watch my video, you watch your favorite creators across the world of different things, and you're like, oh, I just enjoy this, or I'm getting value of this, and it's a real person, and maybe there's connection or value or whatever it is for you. That can all change when you flip on YouTube and it's just nothing but AI. What's going to happen when we are shortly down the road and people just upload AI versions of themselves? They create a podcast and off they go. And it's a completely generated fake podcast. Like, I'm thinking I could turn around in probably a year with how AI is going, and I could just have a full-fledged podcast of an AI version of me. I could generate somebody, I could generate a wrestler. Like, I could make somebody else, a completely fake thing person sitting across from me, and review Raw every week. And the AI would get so good to know my mannerisms and the way I speak and everything, you wouldn't tell the difference. And then you lose the connection with humanity and with people. And it sounds dramatic because I'm talking about wrestling, like, you dummy, like, it's not that serious. It's the larger context of everything. You won't know. And some people will be like, I don't care, I'm having fun watching whatever I'm watching. I think it gets dangerous. I think it becomes a big problem when you won't know what you're watching anymore. If we can create podcasts and full-fledged shows on our own, depending on how it's utilized, when used as a tool, there's incredible value to AI. But with what we're seeing right now with Sora version 2, we're entering into just the spam slop, just shovelware versions of this. People testing what they can do. And there's got to be more rules and regulation as this is now out there. Because if you guys are watching anything on Twitter and X, Instagram, YouTube Shorts, you're just flicking and then you could see like, oh, this was posted by WWE. Vince McMahon passes away, and it could be like a full recreation of his funeral. And then it goes viral and people assume it happened, and it never happened. Or Randy Orton passes away. Cody, like, I'm not wanting people to pass away. I'm saying that like extreme things happen and people do that where they create really negative, bad things, and then you're exposed to it. But then you're also desensitized to the fact that you see this stuff over and over and over again. And then it becomes people not caring that what they're watching anymore. And then when you watch TV, real television or real movies, real things, you might not feel over time that you're getting as much enjoyment, because the AI can create anything you want and do it better than the original. And so I worry that right now, this week, the next few months to a year, all we see is just everyone going insane for, I recreated all my favorite musicians, rappers, artists, dead wrestlers. I brought them all back and I made a Royal Rumble. And the novelty, I think, is going to wear off way quicker because people really move on very quickly. But the fact is that it's now, the box has been open. People are going to do this all the time. Your social media feeds that you use are going to be inundated with this to the point where you don't get to really interact with the real people you follow or you want to hang out with or have a conversation with unless it's like legit, like you know it's them. Are things like wrestling going to, as a form of entertainment, of live entertainment that's on platforms and streams, etc., is it gonna start to really dwindle because people are going to be way more entertained when they can watch Bret Hart Shawn Michaels match fully created by AI and the real stuff isn't as entertaining anymore? Think of a storyline right now. People are like, I want to see Cody versus Randy Orton. I want Randy to turn heel. Not long from now, you're gonna see it. People are gonna create, like I said, in like 2K's create a story mode, you're gonna have that. There's no doubt in my mind. You're gonna have people just posting 30-minute episodes of SmackDown, or call it something else, and you're gonna see this entire story play out, and it will be maybe as good or better than what the real product is. Maybe that doesn't matter because then you're like, hey, I'm getting a better product and I'm actually going to enjoy this thing. And then Raw won't be dull anymore with, you know, the vision interrupting at the end of every night. But there's something really scary in there. So I want to leave it with you. You've seen all these clips. You've seen everything that has been posted right now. What do you think is the long-term consequences, detriment, concerns of AI generated video contents like Sora 2, where it will go? And then if we're trying to narrow it down to, you know, the wild world of wrestling, what impact do you think that has on fans, on the companies? They create content, the real stuff, fans' enjoyment of it, and all of it. And I'll kind of close by saying, I think there are wild benefits for AI as a tool, but I have the concerns when it comes to stuff like all of this and what it will do for people and how it will hurt them and divide people even more because they won't know what's the real thing versus not. I mean, the clips are funny. Like, a lot of it is very, very entertaining, but I must say, I'm terrified. If you want to talk more WWE topics, click this video right here. Thank you so much. Consider subscribing to the channel if you enjoy videos and deep discussions like this. Have a great day. See ya.